You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is August 2nd, 2018, the first day of Kane as mayor of Knoxville. And this is the Impact Implosion. As always, I am Seth Drake, and on the other end is the Phoenix to my Pentagon Jr., Mr. Mike Poland.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
I wish I could do half the stuff he does.
We both. Both. Yeah. Half the shit they can do.
Any news this week?
Any news this week? Apparently Moose had a concussion.
Yep. So he's not on this set of tapings.
Yeah. I guess that was at I think that was at
day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Abyss is OVW champion. Because they just gave him the belt. He was, and he's now been stripped of the title for not winning a match for the belt.
That didn't take long. Somebody realized that was a stupid idea.
Yep. Where your heel faction with your heel champion just gave Abyss the belt because he's the new leader. And speaking of, let's talk about Madison Rayne.
Oh, boy.
She's now in the Mae Young Classic.
Yes. I wonder how Josh feels about that one.
Yeah, just don't give a shit. Just didn't give a shit about her being buried in a casket. What makes you think he gives a shit about this?
He just doesn't give a shit in general.
Yeah, he doesn't. I'm like, really? He doesn't care about anything.
I'm making a very small paycheck.
Yep. Making a small paycheck. Mia Yim's once again back in the tournament.
Yep. I saw that. And Alpha Female was going to be in, apparently.
Yep. And Deonna Purrazzo, who's made a few, I think,
She's been knocked down a couple times.
Yeah, and she's there.
Yep. And, yeah.
So, yeah, there's not much news.
Nope.
There was more news going on in the other company with Kane being the new mayor of Tennessee.
And, of course, the sad news of the week with all the passings and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get to that. Brian Lawler was in TNA for a bit.
Cup of coffee in the small time.
He was here, and he sadly passed away.
Hung himself. All the way up in the pearly gates.
Depends on which religion you believe in. On that one.
Depends.
Yeah, because they don't look highly on suicides.
I would imagine not.
No, yeah.
In any event, on to a much happier note.
On a much happier note, because we better have a happy note, Impact!
This show was, I don't know. It had a good main event.
I'm sure you would give it a C. I gave it a B.
Yeah. I've seen the drag in the first hour.
I gave it's barely a B, but it's still a B.
Yeah.
So, our first match is Su Yung and her undead bridesmaid versus Kiera Hogan and Allie.
It's Spinelli?
Yep, it's Spinelli again. It's the Undead Maid of Honor again. There was some moments like Allie with that moonsault hitting all the bridesmaids.
Yep.
And Allie actually pins the champion. So she's getting a title
shot. Match for her in
few weeks.
In the future, but she also gets laid out.
Yep, by Tessa Blanchard, who's saying, I see Allie for what she is. She only cares about herself. This doing the right thing is a veil to get in a title match. And she says, she ain't getting one before me. Yes, she is. She just beat the champion.
Yes. Good job, Tessa.
Yeah, Tessa. Yeah, she already beat the champion. You know how this works.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Austin Aries versus Eddie Edwards announced for next week. Then we get the OGs beating some Smokes and Steel.
Ray Steele and some other guy, yeah.
It's Nathan Smokes.
Yep.
This was a squash. Homicide hit the Gringo Killer for the win.
And we get a brawl.
King cut a promo about taking the titles and like, where's LAX? Come on! LAX ain't here. And LAX shows up. And attacks, and they're about to kill somebody with a fucking axe. When
Vinny Marseglia, where are you?
Yeah, I know. They fight off.
Gimmick.
Yeah. And Conan pulls his boys back, but they didn't grab the belts. And then we get the dumbest moment, where Conan explains why he pulled his boys back. Despite kicking their ass kicking, he's like, they wanted them to come out angry. This was a trap. And I'm like, yes, it may have been a trap, but you were still kicking their ass in this trap. You were still beating the hell out of them. So they're going to bide their time and do things on their terms. You mean not getting your belts back? So yeah, that was the most confusing fucking thing of this show, is Conan's BS.
Because apparently he doesn't understand either.
Yeah, he don't understand either, saying this is a trap, and like, your boys were winning!
We were winning, boss.
You were winning! How is this a trap? You were winning! We can say it's a trap when, maybe even grab our belts that were stolen. Yeah, this feud doesn't really care about the tag titles, and why is this for the tag titles? I fucking don't know.
Because you don't have any other teams that are really built up at the current moment.
You have Z&E, you have...
They're trying with Desi Hit Squad.
Yeah.
I don't see it yet, though.
I know, but you got
teams. You have Z&E.
If you want to give Z&E the belt, or Cult of Lee the belts,
maybe give Grado and Hendry the belts, and then have them lose, and then,
Don't waste our freaking time with this, or this feud where the belts don't mean shit to them.
You give them the Grado and Hendry, and then something happens where they turn on each other.
Oh, I would absolutely hate for it to be Grado. Fuck Grado. But at GWN Moment of the Week, or the Josh now calls this Match of the Week now, even though it still says Moment of the Week. Jushin Liger versus Petey Williams. Jushin Liger wins.
5 minutes. Yep.
I think they actually showed 3, but then OV
they showed the closing minutes.
OV and Sami Callihan cut a promo, and they say, we're going to get some revenge tonight.
Because we do it 5 Ohio, 4 Ohio, whatever.
Yep. But by the way, then we see Scarlett. Oh, actually, what's next? Let me see.
Scarlett versus Ba and KM.
Actually, no, we saw Scarlett Bordeaux entering the building, which
we'll get to her later.
Which kind of basically made me forget the fact. Okay, she looks good in that dress. Let's be honest.
She does. I just don't get the hot shaming gimmick, but we'll get to that later.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of watching that address, and it's getting me confused with this next match. Got me so Desi Hit Squad versus, he said, Gama said something, but I wasn't paying attention. KM versus Falaba.
Tiger Lee's father, or is that somebody else?
No, I think he might. No, that's somebody else. KM and Falaba take on Desi Hit Squad. Trying to encourage Falaba to be a little dirty, like pull the hair, poke them in the eyes.
Be a little more aggressive. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think it's KM who takes the fall. Takes the pin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
yep,
because someone they're building up, but I just don't see it.
And he tells him, this isn't time to distract the referee.
We're about to win, you big dummy.
Yeah. Distract the ref when we're in trouble. But yeah, Desi Hit Squad won. I'm still, that dress was still awesome, so I was elsewhere. Distracted, yeah. Then, Santino or Anthony Corelli is training Dustin, whatever his name is.
Dustin Cameron.
Dustin Cameron back prior to his world title match, and then he says, hope he don't die out there. Well,
that shows good faith, Santino.
Yep. And Johnny Impact's backstage saying, Kong. Yeah, at least he calls him Kong this time, I think. He didn't say Kong. And, and Jimmy Jacobs interrupts and says, I'm trying to be a good guy. Johnny just punches him in the face and says, I'm not going to ask again. I'm going to, I want your monster. Yeah.
That was a stick punch he unloaded on him.
He hit him. So then we get a world title match with Dustin Cameron taking on Austin Aries, who has decided I'm not even going to bother in my wrestling gear.
This guy's a jobber.
Yep. And by the way, yes, he's a jobber. He hits with the Brain Buster. He's about to hit him again with the Brain Buster, but Corelli throws in the towel. And Aries locks in the last chancery. Corelli runs in. Champ takes off his shirt and challenges Corelli to hit him. So Anthony just kicks him in the dick instead. Aries runs. Then Eddie Edwards shows up with his kendo stick. It's Aries once with it, and Aries just runs.
And that sets up next week.
Yep. So then we get an interview with Alicia backstage.
Who was confronted by Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's like, you gonna fix it? No, I'm about to be world champion, man. And she just leaves. Damn it, Eddie.
Damn it, Eddie.
So then it's time for this dumbass, Bob Cooper.
Where'd they find this guy? Is he the ring announcer or is he someone else?
I don't know. Versus interviewing Scarlett Bordeaux. And, she's attractive, but her mic work needs some work.
She's attractive, but her mic work, and I just don't think this gimmick is any good.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Don't hot shaming me. Although there is one thing I had to fast forward to. The front part of her dress, it goes up a bit. And there's something black underneath. I think it's panties. I hope it's panties. I can't say anything more. I hope. Otherwise, we got a wardrobe malfunction. Big time. On TV. So, yeah, I had to actually rewind that. I'm like, okay, did she just not wear panties? And I'm like, did he just fuck up or something? I'm like, I think that's panties. I'm going to say that's panties.
I hope so.
I hope so. Dear God, if it's not.
Somebody's going to get fired over that if it's not.
Yeah, so Grado, Joe Henry, and Katarina are all backstage. Grado's pissed. He finds Eli Drake and tells him, your gift last week sucked. So we're going to have a tag match. You against me and Joe Hendry. but since you ain't gonna be able to find a partner, we win by default! Yay! And Drake's like, grabs both Caleb Conley and Trevor Lee and says, one of you, your team with me next.
Yeah, they were clearly just standing in the background.
Yes!
Are we gonna get used?
Or are you gonna, what the hell? What was that? And we never really get informed which one was his partner. It doesn't matter because Eli Drake basically wins the match on his own. Although
we also had a Seidel promo somewhere in there too.
I don't think that's happened yet. No, that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, Eli Drake and one of the members of the Cult of Lee to win because Grado gets distracted because Hendry again is protecting Katarina, and Eli Drake hits the gravy train.
Yay, Grado loses again.
Water backstage, excited about their win, and for some fucking reason, Gama Singh isn't happy and just slaps him.
He's just an angry old man.
Yep. So now it's time for the Matt Sydal promo. He talks about, the X Division title, I guess, just chose Brian Cage. And who am I to question a belt? It's a belt. He says, I don't yet understand the full plan of the universe, but now I know that I have to open my third eye.
Oh, Sydal, you need to stop doing this. You need to stop doing the drugs before the show.
Yep, your third eye. Next is the fun main event. Brothers take on the Lucha Brothers. Oh, by the way, OVE has new music.
It's not OVE.
And by the way, this match was fun, and it really got going at the end.
Yep.
As the Chris brothers decide they're gonna cheat and try to remove their mask and even tie their masks together.
Hey, that's not a bad strategy.
No, it's not. Although Don Callis is like, they should be allowed to do that, and the ref and
they're not.
Josh is like, they're not. They're not allowed to do that.
Why not? It's not illegal. They're just tying their masks.
It is illegal.
How is it illegal?
You're not allowed to do it. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that with masked wrestlers to remove their masks. That's why it's always something that they don't see, and that when it happens, somebody never sees it.
All right.
So yeah, everyone dives, everyone goes crazy, everyone does spike pile drivers, everyone does super kicks.
Yay, we have a super kick party.
Everyone does spike tombstone pile drivers. This was fun, like I said, and then we get a spike fear factor pile driver for the win with the Lucha Brothers. This is fun, again. Even though they were teasing that the two best tag teams, the Young Bucks and LAX, are going to fight on Jericho's Cruise.
Which has been announced that it's happening.
Yeah, that is happening. They did tease that here. And, they're,
I wonder if they're going to film any of that cruise and how you would film that.
I don't know. It's going to be a little weird. And apparently...
Nobody goes overboard.
Apparently, both you and I, Anthony Corelli, getting laid out by Killer Cross.
Yeah.
Apparently, everyone else has missed it too, as I only just heard it on one person saying that happened, and every other news outlet doesn't even mention it.
Impact Wrestling, everybody.
Yep. But I gave the show a B. I'm sure you probably gave it more of a C.
Yeah, C is pretty good, yeah. It had its tough times in the opening hour. It seemed like first hour kind of went right slowly.
I think
the main event's good.
It did what it needed to do. Only issues were the LAX thing, which really this should not be for the belts.
And you set up Aries and Eddie for next week.
Yeah.
Yep. And, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. You have anything to sell?
No.
I don't either, so until next week, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.